It's one of the most beautiful places in Europe, a place whose roots are very much the roots of the town where I live. But somehow I've never been able to get it right. To tell the story, any story, of Sicily. It's the biggest island in the Mediterranean. Two main towns are Palermo and Catania on opposite sides. I've done a show in Palermo before. It was an epic goat rodeo, a failure of humiliating scale. This time, I was going to get it right. There's the Sicily we know from films, an evocative, deeply felt history that's not quite reality, but cool anyway, right? There's the simple fact of its location, tucked away under the boot of Italy, part of, but not really part of that country. Its own language, culture, its own history of Norman, Arab, Spanish, Roman, Turkish, Egyptian interlopers, all leaving their mark and their influence. I grew up in New Jersey, which was pretty much Sicily on the Hudson. The Italian Americans next door weren't from Milan, I can tell you that much. I guess what I'm telling you is, I figured this'll be easy. Villa Monaci della Terranera, a certified agriturismo, meaning it's a hotel, restaurant, and working farm that in this case produces olive oil.
How many acres of property do you have?
Tony, it's about 40 acres. It's one of the oldest organic farms in Mount Etna.
This is Guido, the proprietor.
Wow. So that's where potatoes come from.
How freaking hard can it be to make an awesome show in Sicily? Eat the nice food, drink the wine, in an idyllic villa in the countryside outside Catania. How low impact can it get? So the plan was, we go fishing. We get some fresh octopus, maybe some cuttlefish, explore the bounty of the surrounding waters, all while working on our tans. With a local chef, fisherman, man of the sea. He's experienced. He knows where to get it good.
Do you like sea urchin?
Oh, you love it. How do you say it in Italian?
Ricci.
Ricci, yes.
Ricci di mare.
One of my favorite things to eat.
This is Turi, my host.
What else is out there? Octopus?
Octopus, now it's also cuttlefish.
Oh, yeah.
And I
sepia.
like sepia, bravo. I want to try to find some small abalone, we call occhio di bue.
Nice.
And also there's clams. Here the water is still cold. I think they will be really full.
I'm thinking, really? Are these prime fishing waters? I don't know about this. With all this boat traffic and all these people and so close to the action, I can't see much of anything living down there.
Okay, perfetto. We anchor here.
But I am famous for my optimism, so I dutifully suited up for what was advertised as a 3-hour cruise. So I get in the water and I'm paddling around and splash. Suddenly, there's a dead sea creature sinking slowly to the seabed in front of me. Are they kidding me? I'm thinking, can this be happening? Splash, there's another one. Another rigor mortis, half-frozen freaking octopus. But it goes on. One dead cuttlefish, deceased octopus, frozen sea urchin after another. Splash, splash, splash. Each specimen drops among the rocks or along the sea floor to be heroically discovered by Turi moments later and proudly shown off to camera. Like I'm not actually watching as his confederate in the next boat over hurls them into the water, one after another. I'm no marine biologist, but I know dead octopus when I see one. Pretty sure they don't drop from the sky and then sink straight to the bottom.
How many we have octopus? 3? Yeah. Okay, I try to get some patelle now. And also some occhio di bue, small abalone.
Strangely, everyone else pretends to believe the hideous sham unfolding before our eyes, doing their best to ignore the blindingly obvious.
No, lascialo andare, non fare più nient'altro, lascialo andare.
Then they gave up and just dumped a whole bag of dead fish into the sea. At this point, I begin desperately looking for signs of life, hoping that one of them would stir, become revived. I'm frantically swimming around the bottom littered with dead things, looking for one that's still twitching so I can hold it up to the camera and end this misery. But no, my shame will be absolute. For some reason, I feel something snap, and I slide quickly into a spiral of near hysterical depression. Is this what it's come to, I'm thinking, as another dead squid narrowly misses my head? Almost a decade later, back in the same country, and I'm still desperately staging fishing scenes, seeding the oceans with supermarket seafood, complicit in a shameful, shameful incident of fakery. But there I was, bobbing listlessly in the water, dead sea life sinking to the bottom all around me. You gotta be pretty immune to the world to not see some kind of obvious metaphor.
Buona.
I've never had a nervous breakdown before, but I tell you from the bottom of my heart, something fell apart down there, and it took a long, long time after the end of this damn episode to recover.
No longer we don't need to boil. We'll be ready without it.
Ma che fai?
Lo sto rompendo tutto così diventa morbido. Vedi? Ora la pulisco. Adesso se lo mangiano i pesci. Chi lo mangia questo?
Io. Sono preso. Io voglio la mela. Io. Quello dai a me. Io voglio la
Raw clams, abalone, and a heartwarming beach scene surrounded by a gaggle of curious and hungry kids. It was, at this point, about the only possible way for Turi to redeem himself.
Io.
Ti vuole l'ultimo?
Io.
You'll notice I'm not there. I'm sitting in a nearby cafe, pounding one Negroni after another in a smoldering, miserable rage. Our evening meal will be at Turi's place, Osteria Nero d'Avola, which is just up the hill in Termina. But by the time dinner rolls around, I'm ripped to the... Did I mention it's my birthday? I've had 3 hours of bobbing around on a pitching boat, a couple more hours getting looped, 2 more hours lying on a sidewalk outside the restaurant while the crew hangs lights. So I'm gone, baby, gone. I don't remember any of this. Any of it.
So, how's your day today?
It's good. I was out on a nice boat trip, a little swim. I would be told later that a gentleman named Tommaso had joined me for dinner. Also, someone on the crew mentioned that his wife was present and that she didn't say much. Presumably because this was not her preferred way to spend her birthday.
Hi.
Hi.
Tony. This is my passion. I like to find the old variety of olive, and one of these is white.
So that's the original.
Yes, original. In fact, you don't find it anyplace else.
Apparently, there were these white olives, harvested for some secret tree only Turi knows about. Maybe it's next to his secret fishing hole. There was great Sicilian wine, apparently. And apparently I drank quite a lot of it. There was bread and olive oil. Abalone served raw in the shell. Baby sardine called neonata, also served raw with a splash of citrus and salt.
And this is the baby sardine, totally raw without no much ingredients. To taste better the fish. Salute.
Thank you.
If you ask a Sicilian, right, say where you come from, the correct answer should be, I'm Italian.
What?
No, we say I'm Sicilian.
What? Is Sicily Italy?
Yes.
Should it be?
I don't know, but We used to have influence from Britons, Normans, Arab, Spanish. So basically we are a mixing. We are blender.
Oh, look, my octopus. I remember personally catching that one. It was a mighty struggle, too. No, actually, I don't.
Polybone?
Octopus, yeah?
Yeah, the octopus.
Pretty. Oh, beautiful little shrimp. Very tender, the octopus. Very nice. And another traditional specialty. I am told they call this tuna tartare. And cuttlefish. I recognize you, my friend. Now, crudo like this, how traditional is this to Sicily?
I think from the part of the sea, they almost eat raw.
Always.
Yes.
But fishermen only, fishing communities only, or in restaurants? Always,
No.
as long as you've been alive. You go to a restaurant, you see crudo like this.
No, I see crudo in the poor family.
So it's not like there's Japanese influence, but the Japanese sort of gave everybody permission to eat traditional foods, their own traditional food. What are the great mother Sicilian classic dishes?
The anchovy. Anchovy and parmigiana.
Pasta con le sarde.
Okay, that's.
I think this is, for me,
with the sardine.
yeah, but it's an explosion of flour because this plate that it's Arab, born in a period when Sicily was very poor.
This I like. I even remember it. Pasta al finocchietta. Actually a true Sicilian classic made with fennel, pine nuts, saffron, and anchovy. Served alongside some sardines that have been curing in chestnuts and salt for days, then lightly fried in oil.
We have to use our hand. We have to use a hand to eat the fish.
This is
no
the
problem.
best taste.
I must have slunk back to bed somehow, collapsed into a sodden, drunken heap of self-loathing. I would ordinarily have turned on the porn channel and maybe loaded up on prescription meds. But there's no TV at the agriturismo. I love the films Godfather 1 and Godfather 2, but they had nothing to do with any organized crime from reality. They're opera. Magnificent opera, but basically a morality tale about loyalty and destroying the things you claim to love and want to protect. Actual organized crime members are, generally speaking, a bunch of spectacularly uneducated, lazy-ass sociopaths who have no problem stealing from their own harder-working neighbors. Here in Sicily, their interests are less glamorous than gambling and prostitution. They are, and have traditionally been, a gigantic, parasitical organism, one that has now grown to be of near equal size as its host. Mary Taylor Cimetti is originally from New York, but she's been living here in Palermo for half a century now. She's a food writer and at one time a reformer for social justice, which is a dicey thing to be here. You've been here all this time. Well, why?
Well, I came for a year. It was going to be a year between college and graduate school. I just finished college. I met a man, and therein lies the tale. I married a Sicilian, and I've lived here ever since.
Piccolo Napoli. It's a restaurant like a lot of others around here, except for the quality of its food. Tell me about, where are we, first of all?
Okay. The father and mother of the present owner opened this in 1951. And there's a wonderful photograph there on the wall of the opening day. It started as really a tavern and has become a well-known and much appreciated restaurant now. It's very straightforward Sicilian cooking at its best.
We start with some typical things, the kind of things I deeply love. The kind of simple good things that make me happy. Panelli, which is a fritter made from chickpeas, some caponata, a sweet and sour eggplant dish, kind of like ratatouille, but more Arab in influence, a plate of olives, and some white wine produced from a small batch vineyard run by Mary and her husband. So this is a panelle?
Panelle. Chickpea flour probably come in with the Arabs, maybe even earlier, because chickpeas have been around for a long time.
This is the famous caponata,
Caponata.
about as Sicilian as it gets.
Yes, caponata and cannoli are the two internationally known Sicilian dishes.
Devi mettere prezzemolo, zio. 2 spaghetti al nero.
This is what I've been waiting for. This is what I wanted Sicily to be, something to soothe my shattered soul. It doesn't take much, a bowl of good pasta. In this case, the famous spaghetti al nero di seppia. Spaghetti in cuttlefish ink. Also some calzerecce al pesce spada. Pasta with swordfish, eggplant, and tomatoes.
Ok.
Ah, beautiful.
Grazie, prego.
Perfect pasta. Very happy with that.
Good. I know you've been looking forward to it, so I'm glad it's good. Palermo's an expensive city for some things because the consumer is paying more so that the store can afford to pay its extortion money. The big change that has happened is that up until the mid-'80s, the late 80s, there were a great many Sicilians who thought if they were honest and didn't have anything to do with the Mafia, they could live without being affected by the Mafia. Apparently, 80% of the businesses in Palermo and 70% in the rest of Italy that pay extortion.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
But not everybody pays the bite. A small but growing coalition of businesses have joined a group called Addio Pizzo, a grassroots organization taking a stand against the Mafia's traditional, near-total control over the food chain, from farm to table.
I come out of the restaurant business in New York. You got taxed with every laundry order, every time they took your trash away. It was built in to all your basic services.
Here it's much more the going around Christmas and Easter.
Guy comes by.
The guy comes by. I mean, it's plain and simple extortion.
Given that that's a pretty straightforward situation, some of these guys who banded together for Addio Pizza, I mean, what happens? The guy shows up and says, I'm not paying you. What happens next?
Well, apparently now, the Mafia has decided that it isn't worthwhile bothering with the people who belong to Addio Pizza. There's so many others out there, and why look for trouble? How true it is, I don't know.
Right.
To belong to Addio Pizza, you have to sign a pledge that you will not pay, and that if you are approached, you will go to the police.
Right.
Then they send you to lawyers and to another organization which deals with the people who are actually having trouble. It's incredibly complicated. I mean, there are no easy answers to it.
Right.
I mean, what about Big Farm? What about some of the things that are happening on a much more legitimate level?
I mean, who's more destructive worldwide? I mean, yes, you could make a very good argument.
That's horrible.
But
I'm upset because I'm sounding as if I'm making apologies for the Mafia. It's just, I think, what has happened, that having lived 50 years in Sicily, I'm much more skeptical than most Americans.
Right.
I don't know that...
I know what you're saying. You're saying you're not so sure that a mafia-free Italy would they be that much more functional. That's it.
No, absolutely. I mean,
I'm not so sure.
I'm not sure at all. I mean, but I am constantly amused by the fact that 45 years ago, if I said to Americans, I said, I live in Sicily. Sicily? How did a nice girl like you end up in a place like that?
Really?
Now it's on a farm in Sicily. How romantic. Oh, I envy you. So perception of Sicily
has changed.
Has changed enormously.
In 2007, there were only 160 Addio Pizza members. Now, over 800. Pretty cool considering we're talking about a group who have demonstrated no regret or hesitation in killing judges, politicians, police, prosecutors.
Spaghetto numero 7, Dalea! Numero 7 spaghetto, ai ai oh! Pepe, dai, mangialo, mangialo, mangialo!
We'll stop here for the shrimp.
Catania, the early morning market. It's been going on for longer than America's had a country. It's old, I tells you.
They know you here? You shop here often?
Yeah. This is not Tommaso's first trip to the market by a long shot. His mom is a regular. She comes here almost every day.
The eggs.
And you see, this is a mix up. You can find here everything. Each butcher, more likely, they have their own specialty. Fresh ingredients, you know, it's
Baby lamb.
Yeah, baby lamb, and the sausage, the hamburger, the polpette. That is the pecorino normal. At least it's about 6 months old, at least. Oh, over here. This is the place where she buy the spices for home. And the veggies.
This is what the market is best known for, seafood.
Buongiorno, caro. This one is one of the biggest resellers that we have in the fish market. You can see also the variety.
Yeah.
We consider the tuna like a pig. We don't throw away anything. See, this is typical. You can find all in here.
Oh, those are the tiny, tiny little clams, yeah?
Yes. This is another thing as well.
Oh, whelks.
In Sicilian, they call mucuni. You can see the shrimp normally still alive.
So I see cuttlefish, sepia, baby...
Yeah, baby sardine.
Swordfish.
I'm joining Tommaso for lunch today. Mom's cooking, so we gotta do some shopping.
Shirley. Oh, buongiorno. Buongiorno, come siamo combinato questo gambero?
They look beautiful.
Yeah, the color is beautiful. And buongiorno. Come So we'll go have a little crudo today. So the shrimp and...
Baby sardine.
Grazie. Buona giornata. After you. What do you want to try? Blood sausage?
Sanguinaccio.
Sanguinaccio, allora. Allora, un pezzettino per assaggiarlo.
Just blood, no onion, no spice, nothing. A little splitty, a little salt.
Condiscilo tutto, poco poco.
A little pepper.
Sì. Ben salt. Okay.
Now you squeeze it.
No.
whole
The right
thing.
way, yeah.
Questa sì, è italiano?
Sì.
Trippa.
Trippa, sì, sì. Questa è la cordiola.
Sì.
Oh, man.
This is the intestine rolled up. The salt.
Ah, that's good. Usually, I don't like try plain. I like it in a sauce or spicy. That's good. That's very tasty. Looks like hell, tastes like heaven.
Yeah.
If you like this, you're Sicilian.
You're right.
Rivede. Parete.
I don't have any grandparents. My mom, I guess she cooks, but the last time she ever invited me for dinner was like 1972. So given that tragic, dysfunctional, too much information kind of history, is it any mystery why I'm always on the lookout for grandma? Anybody's grandma will do. Hell, I've been known to cruise rural state highways, looking for hitchhiking grannies to abduct, so they'll cook for me. And given my fragile emotional state, it makes perfect sense that I've dragooned Tommaso's mom into making me a nice lunch. Is that heartwarming or like creepy and sad?
Hey, it smells good in here.
Let's go open wine in the meantime. All right. Well,
Cheers.
Chin.
You need any help chopping parsley's? Ah, perfect.
For lunch, we got the shrimp and sardines from earlier at the market. But first, this.
Let's grab one.
It's like arancini, but with a hollowed-out potato, filled with cheese, breaded, and fried.
Ooh, delicious.
Basically, what we do to finish the potatoes ready and fill with all the cheese.
Yes.
The dip in the eggs to seal the potato.
Right.
And then the crumb bread and fry. My mother used to cook for everybody, even if it was midnight. My parents' house was the focus of my friends.
Right.
So when you have to do something where you want to share some time all together and they have dinner, so my mother's cooking for everybody. Because the problem here is that when she cooks, even if she knows that it's only for 5 people, she cooking for 10.
Just in case.
Poor caponata. This is Sicily, after all, and this is the classic starter. Also, a bread and tomato salad.
Would you like to try something?
That's old school.
We toast the bread, make it a little bit harder. And normally we do with bread at least 2 days here, two days old.
Right. It's really good. Really, really good. That's Sicily right there.
Right, yes.
Fresh shrimp sauteed in garlic, butter, and herbs.
I've noticed over time, as I travel around the world, that every great and enlightened culture, when they were confronted with a shrimp or a prawn, right away.
That is the way you see if it's fresh or not.
Yeah. So, typical day when you were 15 years old. What did you eat for lunch?
We'll never missing pasta for lunch.
Pasta and meat or pasta
Yes,
and fish?
And fish. Of course, something locally. Basically, you have to go right behind the corner to find your products. So wherever we can produce in Sicily, that's what we choose to buy.
Watch this. You're going to zip the bone right out. Out comes all the bone. Who needs a knife?
Sardines filleted neatly, sauteed in garlic and oil, a little red pepper.
That's a beautiful thing right there.
Botticelli, gliel'hai messo?
Well, I'll tell you, in another 2 hours here, I'll be speaking Italian. Well, I'll be speaking Sicilian.
Freddo no buono, caldo sì.
Yes, you'd have to eat it hot. This is very nice. Yeah, really, if you don't like this, there's really no hope for you.
Ah, Tommaso, diglielo, chi è che non ti piace fare queste cose? Che non ti è piaciuto?
There's something that you don't like it.
Everything is fantastic.
Tell her because she.
I'm so happy. This was a delicious meal to eat in this this beautiful home with some really good home cooked food.
Grazie.
My last night in Sicily. And after this, I'm going back to New York, crawling under my bed and adopting the fetal position for like 6 weeks.
Can I cut some vegetables?
I may look normal. Okay, I don't exactly, but I'm not barking uncontrollably or running around shrieking with my pants wrapped around my head, which is what my instincts are telling me I should be doing.
To me, one of life's great joys is cheese.
No, I'm eating cheese, which makes me happy, always. And drinking wine, good wine, and a hell of a lot of it. And I'll just make it over the hump with any luck at all.
So we have a mozzarella here, a pepperoncino.
You can start with that one on the middle.
I will.
Turi joins me for a final meal along with Antonio, Guido, and Guido's girlfriend, Ada.
This is an agriturismo. This is not a concept that exists in America, but it is a concept that should exist. Okay, now please explain what it is.
Agriturismo is an hotel linked to the territory. You have to use local product, local recipe.
Penne with sun-dried tomatoes, zucchini, all from the farm.
Oh man, that looks good.
Wow, 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 wow.
Fantastic.
Whoa.
Some nice rabbit, olive oil, also from the farm. More wine. I might just make it.
What now? This is called coniglio agrodolce, sweet and bitter. If you talk about Italy as a whole, it is the most interesting aspect of Italian cuisine. I mean, not just gastronomically, but philosophically, because it is a philosophical thing. Life is too good. I need a little bitterness to remind myself of the eternal tragedy of our existence.
You are right, the part sweet and sour of the life.
One final attempt before I go to extract something meaningful on what it means to be Sicilian.
What's wrong with these people in the north?
People from the south are coming from this Greek stream culture, where the philosopher, while in the north, the Austrian came through, and also very
That's the harshest, meanest thing anyone could say. Oh!
very practical people, and figured out that the last century, the 3 best writers in Italy are from Sicily.
Because they consider us just like a weight when there are problems.
Right.
But finally, on summer, they all come here to make vacancies. It's a good thing for us, you know?
In the end, it all comes back to The Godfather.
We go up this beautiful mountain. It's this incredible town. It goes back to the 12th century. There are few places on earth more beautiful. But there we are sitting, and what? It was like a Godfather theme park. Oh, look, Michael Corleone got married there. Oh, it's so fantastic.
You know, I just look at these people, you know, with the Godfather T-shirt, you know, on top, and I say, oh my God.
Why people get stuck on this I love the Godfather movie? Because there is this big sense of family.
Michael had many options. He destroyed his family. And everybody, everything he touched.
In a way, it's fair.
So it's fair.
Coppola did a good movie, for sure.
Coppola, he didn't it up.
No.
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 No.